Hi, grade 5s. We're going to continue with our IXL and our 2D shapes. So let's get straight into that. We're in section W, and today we're doing 5 and 6. So W5, types of angles. Let's have a look at that. All right, so types of angles. We are just going to quickly click on this Learn with an Example to go through the key idea. And remember, this is in your notes that I created for you. A right angle, it looks like the corner of a square or the corner of your page. If you even take a page and you can snip off the corner of it, right? You could tear it, whatever it is. So if you even just tear off the corner of a page, you will see that there, as long as it's not too curly because it might be an old page, this is a perfect right angle, and this is a great tool to use when you are trying to figure out if your shape has a right angle or not. Okay, and you can even put that up on the screen. You could do that right now. If you need to press pause, go and get a little piece of paper that you can put on the corner. And if you put it onto that green shape with the corner right in by that square on that dot, you will see that the top of your page goes along the green line and the side of your page goes along the green line. So you can see that that is a perfect right angle. It fits in that spot. You can use the same corner in your blue. Remember, put the corner on the dot and line up one side of your page on one of the arrows. Doesn't matter which one. And you will see that the other arrow, it goes off quite a lot to the side, right? Which means that that angle is bigger than 90 or greater than 90, and that is actually called an obtuse angle. And then the brown one, you will see that if you line up one of the sides, your other line, it goes right through the middle of your page. You can actually probably see it through your page because of the light shining through the screen, which is really nice. And you will see that that is less than a right angle. And that is called an acute angle. So I always remember acute sounds like a little tiny thing. So, oh, it's so cute. That's how you can remember what that name is. All right. So let's look at the examples. It says, is this angle greater than, equal to, or less than a right angle? Now you should be able to see this quite quickly, but if you need to, use your little corner. Put one line against the side of the page and your corner on the dot, you will see that this second line is actually right through your page. So this is less than a right angle. All right, is this angle greater to, equal to, or less than a right angle? Again, remember your right angle will form a square, sides of a square. So this one is less than a right angle again. And one more. Is this angle greater than, equal to, or less than a right angle? If you use your page, you will see the other line goes way off. You can see it. And so that much is greater than a right angle. All right, so you can continue working with those. Let's go and have a look at W6. All right, so this one takes a good eye. We are going to be using a protractor. If you got a math set to bring to school, it may still be sitting there, but luckily we don't need it right now because they give us a picture of a protractor with each question. Now, there are a couple of rules that you need to listen to or abide by to be able to get your correct answer. Now, this is a protractor. The question says, what is the measurement of this angle? You will see that just looking at the protractor itself without the angle right now, you can see that there are numbers from 0, looking at the outside, from 0, 10, 20, all the way up to 90, and it carries on 100 all the way up to 180, and that would form a straight line. If it started at 0 and went right across to 180, that would be a perfect straight line. Okay. You also see a second set of numbers, and this can sometimes be confusing, but it has a good reason for being there. You can see on the inside that there's a second set of numbers, and it starts at 0 on the other side, and it goes up 10, 20, and it goes this way, 90, 100, all the way up to 180 on the inside. Okay, There's a really good reason for that, but it can sometimes confuse you. So the rule is that when you put your little, you've got a little circle. If you've got your math set at home, or maybe a sibling has one, pause right now, go fetch it and bring it, because this is really good to see. If you don't have it, it's not a problem. We can obviously go through this in class, or whenever we see each other again, and go through it a bit more hands-on. But everything you need to know right now is on the screen. Different protractors are made in different ways. Sometimes you might have, it's plastic the whole way through, and you can see this little cross. Some protractors have a little hole in it, so you can literally see the point on the page, which is your vertex of your angle. That is the correct name for this little middle part, right? It's almost like the armpit of your arm and your body, right? So that is the armpit of the angle. The vertex is the correct word, right? So you can see we've put that perfectly in that little space, so that little hole. If you don't have a little hole, then it's the cross has to be exactly. Otherwise, it's going to throw off your angle. Okay, so it is perfectly there and it's going along. Now, your first angle that's lying down, that has to start at 0. It's like any measurement. When you put your ruler down, you have to start it at 0. You can't just randomly put it somewhere and move from that point and think that's how long your line is. It has to start at 0. So if you look carefully, you will see that the 0 is the inside number, not the outside. You can't start at 180. You have to start at 0. So we need to ignore the outside numbers and only look at the inside numbers. So we're going to go up here to 10, to 20, to 30, and you will see, like on a ruler, let's look at these little lines around the outside. Don't worry about the numbers, just the lines, right? You can see there's a long line for every 10, and there's a little kind of medium line for every 5, and then short lines indicate little ones, like your millimeters and centimeters on your ruler. All right, exactly the same. So at that long line, if you go through to the second set of numbers on the inside, that is 10. Then a long line, that's 20. A long line, that's 30. Now, this big black line, which is the second side of our angle, is actually covering up. So I can't see if it is the medium line. I think it is, but let's just make sure and count. I'm going to see if I can make this. There we go. I can make that bigger. Remember, you can maximize your screen a little bit. Okay, so we can count for each one of these. So that's 31, 32, 33, 34, and it is lying on the 35-degree mark. So let's make that a little bit smaller again, 35 degrees, and submit. Wonderful. Let's look at another one. What is the measurement of this angle? Now you will see that the 0 line, where it's lying down flat, is now on the other side. And this is the reason why you have it, so that you don't have to keep trying to circle it or move it inside out or whatever. You can just start on the other side. It's fine. So it does actually make it easier. But what you have to remember is, where is the 0? The 0 is the outside number now, not the inside. You don't want to start at 180. You want to start at 0. So we're going to be looking and paying attention only to the outside numbers. So we're going to look 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90. Let's make it bigger. How far are we? 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 degrees. Okay, 95 degrees. And there it shows you this little tiny little circle is your degree sign. All right, and so when you're writing that down on a page, if you're working with angles, you always have to have that little tiny circle. In your Google form, it is difficult to do that, so you can just write it out in words. And how you write that, your spelling of that, is degrees. All right, so that's how you would write that. So you, in your, excuse me, in your Google form test, you would write 95 degrees. All right, so let's submit that. Okay, what is the measure of this angle? Let's look at it a little bit closer. Okay. So as you can see, my 0 line is lying here, and we need to use the inside numbers. Outside is 180, we need to start at 0. So we're going to be ignoring the outside numbers. We're only going to be looking at the inside numbers. So we're going to go all the way. We can see it goes to 100, goes past 100. So this long line here is 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105 degrees. Okay, 105 degrees. I hope that that helps you. Definitely maximize your picture. You can make it bigger if you have a zoom on your screen. What I've done with my mouse little keypad on my laptop, I've just taken my 2 fingers and pulled it apart like that, and it zooms in, and you can zoom out again by pushing together. All right, I hope that that makes sense to you. Have a great day for the grade 5s. Bye for now.